So summer is definitely here, and I, for one, love it. But some people who don't have air conditioning may be overheating this summer. So today we're going to talk about different ways to keep your house cool in the hot weather. This is Curbside with Crystal. So before we get to today's list, I invite you to follow me on all the social media channels and subscribe to my YouTube channel as well so you can stay up to date on all things real estate. And so I know I'm not talking to myself. So let's get back to today's list. So while lots of houses have air conditioning, some people don't like it or are allergic to it, or perhaps your house is just not sort of set up for air conditioning where you don't have a central heating and duct system. Now, if this is the case, there are other systems that you can get, but let's assume for today's list that you don't have air conditioning. So I'm going to discuss some ways that you can keep your house cool in the summer times to survive the heat. So number one, optimize the fans that you have throughout your house. So I did a video recently on how to keep your fans in tip-top shape to make sure that they're working well. So maybe check that out as well. But if you don't have ceiling fans, maybe now's a good time to install them. Number two, flush out the hot air at night. So while you may have all the windows closed during the day to keep the heat out, open them up in the evening and let the stagnant and hot air get out and escape while the temperatures are cooler. Number three, upgrade your insulation. So a lot of people might think that this is just for the winter time that you want to upgrade your insulation, but the same theory holds true in the summertime if you want to keep your house cool. And number four, windows and doors. So same idea here. You want to check sort of for gaps around the windows and doors, maybe some missing weather stripping, or it's time to replace the caulking, for instance. Number six, create some shade and keep the sun out. So maybe this is blinds or curtains. I mean, I'm a lover of natural light for sure. But if I didn't have air conditioning, I would certainly want to use some blinds and curtains to keep that heat out. And the same goes for the outside of your house. So maybe you want to look at the outside of your house and see how you can stop that sun from beating in all day long. So perhaps it's through some trees or some shrubs or outside awnings on the house. And these actually add a lot of character to the house as well. And the next point, and this one's an easy one for me, don't use the stove as much during the summer. Maybe try to think of some recipes where you can use the barbecue or just go with lighter meals, use sandwiches and salads and all sorts of stuff like that, just to keep the heat out of the house in the summertime, because that stove, believe it or not, creates a lot of heat. And lastly, don't forget about your basement. Most houses have basements, and most basements are much cooler than the main floor and certainly cooler than that second floor. So maybe in the heat of the summer, you think about migrating your family down to the basement. Maybe that's where you watch television. Maybe that's where you play games and hang out in a much, much cooler temperature. So if you don't have air conditioning in your house or you're struggling with the heat, follow a few of these tips to stay cool and to make it through the summer. So once again, it's Crystal Powell, real estate broker with Remax Jazz, serving Durham region and the Quinte area. And if you're thinking about buying or selling, have any questions about the market or all things real estate, just call Crystal. Talk to you soon.